everybody, and welcome to our top 10 quick comic picks. I'm Andy.
I'm Matt.
We're here with Infinity Flux Comics out of Chattanooga, Tennessee, and this is our quick show where we show you some of the biggest and best books that are coming out this week to your comic book store. And let me tell you, there are some big, great ones this week, so head on over to infinityflux.net right now, where the books are available to order. So while supplies last, head on over there and check it out. But we'll tell you a little bit about some of the ones coming out. So kick it off.
We are going to start with Absolute Power Ground Zero. This is a one-shot, and this is where the Absolute Power event starts. So if you want to get into this event, definitely pick up this issue. And this is kind of a setup issue, putting all of the pieces in place so that when Absolute Power number 1 comes out next week, they can just hit the ground running. We get 3 different stages here. We get a stage with Dreamer tracking down another character. I won't spoil it. We get a second stage where Waller is trying to bring Failsafe back online, and then a third stage where Waller is working with the Brainiac Queen, and all those pieces are going to allow her to do what she needs to do in the Absolute Power event.
First up for me, Zatanna, Bring Down the House number 1. This is a new DC Black Label book, and it's really, really cool. It is still set kind of in the DC universe, but focusing on Zatanna, where she is living in Vegas, working at kind of a run-down casino, and the magic acts she does are more kind of tricks. There's no magic involved. That's because something happened in her past to make her kind of swear off doing real magic again. But when some catastrophe strikes, she may have to go back to the real magic, and can she do that? There is a lot of really cool mystery and a great style to this book. So, brand new Zatanna book, very cool.
Next up is Blood Hunt number 4. This is the next to last issue of the main Blood Hunt story, and we start to get some answers in this. We figure out why Blade is even doing all this to begin with. We see what Hunter's Moon and Tigra are up to. We see the return of a character that we haven't seen in a while. Lots of answers, and it's all going to lead to a big confrontation in the final issue.
Next up for me, I've got Spider-Gwen Ghost Spider number 2. I love number 1 of this, and number 2 continues to be awesome, as Gwen has now been found by Peter, Miles, and Cindy Moon, but she can't tell them why she's currently in our universe. And this puts them on edge a little bit. But the real mystery is, what's up with Kraven the Hunter? Why was he tracking her down? How was he doing that? He's supposed to be dead. A lot of answers are revealed in this issue. It's a lot of fun, bunch of action, so don't miss this one.
Next up is Rook Exodus number 3. This was excellent. In this one, Rook and Direwolf travel to a place called the Oasis to reach out to some other wardens around the planet to get their help. And during this sequence, we get a preview of 13 new wardens that we've never seen before, and they look awesome. But maybe that reaching out to other wardens, maybe the wrong people heard that, and this all may come back to bite them.
Next up, I've got a new Blood Hunt tie-in this week. This is X-Men Blood Hunt Magik number 1, another one-shot. This one seeing Ilyana Rasputin head back to Siberia, to her hometown, only to discover it is now overrun by vampires, and the vampires are hunting the people in the village like it's a game. They send them out, give them a little bit of head start, and go after them. But they didn't account for one of the strongest mutants to be around. This is a lot of fun. Introduces a new vampire, but also a pretty cool villain in his own right. So don't miss this one. It's probably one of my favorite one-shots we've gotten so far.
Next is Grommets number 2, and this one was every bit as fun as the first issue. This is just another day of skating for Rick and Brian. We also meet the Jens, who you see here on the cover. These are 3 girls that are all named Jen. They go have lunch at Taco Bell, and then they spend a day skating through a parking garage. But maybe they're not supposed to be there, and maybe one of the Jens has kind of a mean streak in her.
Ooh. Next up, I've got Void Rivals number 10. Yes, this is a big issue for Void Rivals. Kind of one of the biggest issues since Jetfire in issue number 1, because this is where the Energon meets Void Rivals. So I don't want to get into too many details here, but we learn a ton of answers. What is the sacred ring they live on? What is the people who live on the sacred rings kind of relationship with Energon and the Transformers? So much is revealed in here, and still yet to learn a lot more.
Yeah.
But this is a key issue in the entire Energon universe saga.
And last for me is Hellverine #2. Andy and I were lucky enough to get to talk to Benjamin Percy a couple of days ago about this, and just it was such a good time. In this one, we find out how the person who is Hellverine is able to do that, to be Hellverine. Wolverine also works with Project Hellfire to track down the Hellfire-powered soldiers that they created last issue. And while all that's going on, Hellverine is still just driving around the country, taking out bad guys, and it's awesome.
Lastly, for me, I've got Self-Help #1. We've got very limited quantities because this is only the B cover. We don't have any of the A covers, so act fast. But this is really cool. It's about a character named Jerry Hauser, who's kind of a down on his luck rideshare driver. He's, has to watch his daughter grow up from afar and just trying to make ends meet. There's also a motivational speaker named Darren Hart, who the world is in love with. He does all these rallies, and people are so excited to get information from him. Turns out he's kind of a jerk, but the thing is, they both look identical. And, Jerry might see a way that he can capitalize on this. So you're looking for a new indie series that's a kind of cool, weird slice of life with a twist. Check out Self-Help. And that is it for our top 10 quick comic picks. Thank you so much for watching. Like you said, we had an interview with Benjamin Percy, so go check that out on our YouTube. And head over to infinityflux.net right now where you can order these books we just talked about. Stay tuned for our longer show coming up where we're going over these, plus their variants, plus a lot more very soon. And until next time, see ya.